Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AcadAsia's webinar, Redesigning Online Classrooms for Online Learning. I'm your host, moderator, Roy Platon, and I'd like to say hello to all our friends in Indonesia. Welcome to the webinar. I'd like to introduce as well our translator for this afternoon, Cindy, who is from Indonesia. Cindy, please help me wish a warm and happy afternoon to all our viewers.
Selamat sore semuanya. Selamat datang di webinar kita hari ini. Ini host kita namanya Mr. Roy, dan saya Cindy sebagai translator untuk hari ini.
Thank you so much, Cindy. Okay, so again, I'm Roy, from a co-founder of AcadAsia and from the Philippines. And before we begin, a few housekeeping items before we start. As you've probably seen in the several emails and announcements that we've been making, this webinar is really designed and caters to the Indonesia market and our Indonesia friends. So I must respectfully request that if you are not from Indonesia, please give chance to our friends from Indonesia who are trying to get into the room and trying to join the webinar this afternoon. For those of you, again, from other countries, the certificate of attendance that will be given after this webinar will be in Indonesian as well. So you will not be able to earn an English certificate from this webinar. It will be in Indonesian. So again, I respectfully request that please, all non-Indonesian participants, please give chance and leave the meeting. Allow our Indonesian friends to join. Cindy?
Oke. Seperti yang kita iklankan, webinar hari ini dikhususkan untuk teman-teman kita yang di Indonesia. Jadi sertifikat yang akan kita keluarkan juga berupa dalam bahasa Indonesia. Jadi untuk teman-teman kita yang bukan dari Indonesia, mohon untuk memberikan kesempatan hari ini kepada teman-teman yang ada di Indonesia.
Thank you, Cindy. So there will be no chats enabled for this webinar, but if you have any questions, please use the Q&A button that's on the bottom of your screen to ask your questions.
Di webinar kita hari ini tidak akan ada sesi chatting, tapi bila Anda memiliki pertanyaan, Anda bisa klik bagian Q dan A itu dan meninggalkan pertanyaan kalian di sana.
All right, so now we'll get to the program proper. So this afternoon, we have a special guest. He is actually very passionate about this cause that we have. AcadAsia is a mission-driven business. We've seen that education is one of the sectors that have been hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. It is hit all over the world, and education is one of the sectors that was greatly affected.
Sore ini kita mempunyai tamu spesial. Dia adalah orang yang sangat peduli dengan edukasi, apalagi dengan kondisi sekarang, dengan kondisi COVID-19 ini, bidang edukasi sangat terdampak negatif sekali.
And because of this, we are here to actually share our learnings and insight as to how do we actually begin to do education amidst the fact that we cannot see each other face to face.
Jadi sore ini kita akan membahas tentang edukasi secara online dalam kondisi yang seperti ini, di mana kita tidak dapat saling bertemu tatap muka.
So our guest speaker this afternoon will actually discuss this in more detail. He has 30 years experience in media, technology, and education. And he is the CEO and co-founder of Acad Asia.
Dan kita akan membahas lebih lanjut tentang ini semua bersama tamu spesial kita. Dia adalah pendiri dan CEO Acad Asia yang sudah berpengalaman kurang lebih 30 tahun di bidang bisnis, media, dan teknologi.
And now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our CEO, Mr. Nilesh Bhatia.
Mari perkenalkan, ini adalah Mr. Nilesh Bhatia.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon to all of our friends from Indonesia. A warm welcome to everybody to join us here today at the webinar.
Selamat sore semuanya, salam hangat untuk kita semua. Hari ini terima kasih atas partisipasinya pada sore ini.
So, like Roy and Cindy mentioned before, my name is Nilesh, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Acad Asia, and we are based here in Singapore.
Ini adalah Mr. Nilesh Bhatia, pendiri dan CEO dari Acad Asia yang berbasis di Singapura.
So without much ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I will start getting into the deep dive of the topic that we have today, which is redesigning your classroom lessons for online learning.
Mari kita mulai sekarang pembahasan mengenai mendesain ulang belajar online berdasarkan cara belajar mengajar di kelas.
Okay. So, before I start, I would like to give you a little bit more background about myself.
Sebelum kita mulai, mari kita lihat latar belakang Mr. Nilesh.
So, as Roy mentioned earlier, hang on. I think I'm just going to go back and start again. Yeah. So as Roy mentioned earlier, I have a 30-year background in media, technology, and education.
Seperti yang disebutkan sebelumnya oleh Mr. Roy, Mr. Nilesh mempunyai pengalaman kurang lebih 30 tahun di bidang media, teknologi, dan edukasi.
Over the last 10 years, I have been involved as the Director for Entrepreneurship at Singapore Polytechnic.
Dalam 10 tahun terakhir ini, Mr. Nilesh juga aktif sebagai Direktur Akademis di bagian Entrepreneurship di Politeknik Singapura.
Since the last year now, we have started Acad Asia, which is a mission-driven education technology business that aims to democratize education for all.
Tidak lama, baru ini, Mr. Nilesh juga meluncurkan Acad Asia yang bertujuan aktif untuk mendemokratisasikan proses belajar mengajar di dunia edukasi di Indonesia.
So now let's get into the agenda.
Agenda kita hari ini.
The agenda for today includes the key components between classroom and online learning.
Agenda kita hari ini meliputi ruang kelas secara konvensional dan online. Maksudnya key komponen penting dalam kelas konvensional dan kelas online.
We will also look at the differences between how you create a lesson plan for classroom versus online learning.
Kita juga akan melihat perbedaan antara persiapan materi secara kelas konvensional dan kelas online.
After that, I will share with you the differences between the various tools or equipment that you can use between the classroom and online.
Dan kita juga akan melihat perbedaan alat penunjang yang digunakan dalam kelas konvensional dan kelas online.
And finally, we will do a live demonstration of how we can actually create a lesson for online learning.
Dan terakhir kita akan menunjukkan secara live cara membuat materi di platform ini, Friju ini nanti untuk kelas online.
So, before I move ahead, I have two questions that I want to ask all the participants.
Sebelum kita mulai, Mr. Nilis punya 2 pertanyaan yang ingin ditanyakan.
The first question is, before COVID-19, did you ever consider teaching online at any point?
Sorry, can you show me the poll question?
Yeah.
Pertanyaan yang pertama adalah, sebelum COVID-19, apakah Anda pernah mempertimbangkan mengajar online? Tolong dijawab iya atau tidak.
And the second
Dan
question
untuk
is,
pertanyaan kedua,
and the second question is, have you taught an online class before?
untuk pertanyaan kedua, apakah Anda pernah mengajar kelas online sebelumnya? Tolong dijawab iya atau tidak.
So at this point, I will request everybody to click on any one of the options with your answers on the screen.
Untuk seluruh peserta dimohon untuk menjawab pertanyaan tersebut. Iya, silakan dipilih iya atau tidak.
Okay, we will wait for some time for everybody to vote.
Kita akan memberikan waktu untuk para peserta memilih jawaban tersebut.
Okay, shall we have the results?
Mari kita lihat hasilnya.
So as we can see, almost 57% of you have considered teaching online at some point before COVID-19.
Bisa kita lihat sebelum COVID-19 ini, ada sekitar 57% pernah mempertimbangkan untuk mengajar secara online.
But almost 66% of you have also taught a class online before.
Dan bisa kita lihat ada sekitar 34% dari kalian pernah mengajar kelas online.
So I think we have a very, very experienced audience today who have created lessons before. So this webinar today should be absolutely exciting and will probably allow you to see other ways in which you can teach online.
Sorry, can you repeat?
So what I said is, because we have a very experienced audience today, I am sure that they will learn some new ways of teaching online as well.
Untuk webinar hari ini, walaupun mungkin ada peserta yang sudah sangat berpengalaman dalam membuat materi secara online, kita harap ini juga dapat memberikan sesuatu yang baru untuk orang yang sudah berpengalaman.
Okay. So I'm going to now move right into the presentation.
Mari kita kembali ke presentasi.
And we will start with the components of classroom learning.
Kita akan mulai dari komponen untuk kelas konvensional.
In a classroom, there are 4 components which are important.
Di kelas konvensional ada 4 komponen penting.
One, of course, is teachers.
Salah satunya adalah guru.
Then we have students.
Murid.
Then we have the actual space, the classroom itself.
Tempat atau ruang kelas.
And finally, we have tools which could include the blackboard, the whiteboard, the projector, a laptop, books, and so on and so forth.
Dan yang terakhir adalah alat penunjang belajar mengajar seperti papan tulis, kapur, spidol, proyektor atau komputer, dan buku tulis.
In online learning, the components are still the same,
Kalau untuk online learning, kelas online, komponennya masih sama.
However, there are a few minor differences.
Tapi ada juga ada beberapa komponen yang berbeda.
You still need teachers.
Untuk kelas online kita tetap membutuhkan guru,
You still need students.
murid.
But now, instead of a physical classroom, the space is actually your digital device, which could be a computer or a mobile phone.
Untuk kelas online, tempat yang dimaksud ini berupa alat digital yang kita gunakan untuk sebagai moda.
We then have tools. In online learning, the tools are actually your software, all the software that you use on your computer, your learning management system, all of those become the tools.
Untuk kelas online, alat penunjang yang dimaksud adalah berupa e-learning platform atau aplikasi.
Okay. Then let's look at how we prepare for classroom learning.
Mari kita bahas tentang persiapan kelas.
The first thing that a teacher does to prepare for a classroom based learning is to build a lesson plan.
Untuk kelas konvensional, yang perlu guru perhatikan dalam memberikan materi adalah rencana pengantaran materi tersebut.
So when you're preparing a lesson plan, there are 4 questions that you will ask yourself.
Dalam membuat rencana tersebut, ada 4 pertanyaan yang harus kita tanyakan pada diri kita sendiri sebagai guru.
The first question is, who am I teaching? Who are my students?
Pertanyaan pertama adalah, siapa murid saya? Siapa yang akan saya ajar?
This would mean the teacher needs to know how old are the students. Are you teaching to elementary students? Are you teaching to university students? Are you teaching to high school students? So who am I teaching?
Sebagai guru, kita harus mengetahui berapa usia murid kita, siapa yang kita ajar. Apakah dia murid TK, SD, atau anak kuliah?
The second question is, what am I teaching?
Pertanyaan kedua adalah, materi apa yang saya ajarkan?
Here, the teacher will basically have to think of the learning objectives of the lesson and actually create the entire the flow for the lesson as well, the syllabus.
Dalam step kedua ini, yang perlu diperhatikan adalah objektif dari materi tersebut, termasuk silabus.
The next step over here is, how will I teach?
Yang ketiga adalah bagaimana cara saya menyampaikan atau mengantarkan materi.
There are many different ways to teach. I could give a 40-minute lecture, or I could give a project, or it could be a practical lesson, or it could just be a class discussion.
Yang ketiga adalah bagaimana cara saya mengajar. Cara mengajar macam-macam, bisa berupa 40 menit penjelasan materi, atau kita juga bisa memberikan tugas kelompok, dan sebagainya.
And then finally, once you have figured out how you will teach, you also need to ask yourself, how will I assess?
Setelah Anda mengetahui bagaimana cara Anda akan mengantar materi tersebut, Anda juga perlu mengerti atau mengetahui bagaimana cara saya menguji pemahaman murid saya.
Now, there are different ways to assess a student in a classroom. It could be a written exam, or it could be a project that the student has to deliver, or it could be an oral examination.
Cara menguji pemahaman materi juga macam-macam. Mungkin bisa tes tertulis atau oral test, atau juga berupa tugas yang harus dikumpulkan.
Okay. So moving forward for online learning, let's see how different it is to build a lesson for an online class.
Sekarang mari kita lihat perbedaannya dengan kelas secara online.
Here too, we have to ask ourselves a number of questions.
Untuk mempersiapkan materi belajar mengajar secara online, ada beberapa pertanyaan yang harus kita tanyakan pada diri kita sendiri.
The first two questions don't change.
Untuk dua pertanyaan pertama masih sama seperti sebelumnya.
We still need to find out who am I teaching and what am I teaching.
Kita harus sebagai guru harus mengerti dan tahu siapa yang kita ajar dan apa yang akan saya ajarkan.
However, the step 3 is very important in online learning.
Untuk step yang ketiga, ini sangat penting untuk online learning. Pembelajaran secara online.
Here, the teacher will ask themselves, how will my students access?
Pertanyaan yang ketiga adalah bagaimana cara murid saya mengakses materi pembelajaran tersebut.
This is important because not all of your students will be able to access your lesson using a computer.
Pertanyaan yang ketiga ini sangat penting karena tidak semua murid dapat mengakses materi pelajaran yang guru siapkan melalui komputer.
Some of them may only be accessing your lesson on a mobile phone.
Mungkin beberapa murid kalian hanya bisa mengakses materi tersebut melalui handphone.
So this becomes important for a teacher to know so that they can prepare the lesson accordingly.
Jadi yang ketiga ini penting karena sebagai guru kita harus mempersiapkan materi tersebut sesuai dengan akses si murid.
Okay. So, once you know how your students will access the lesson, you will then ask yourself, how will I teach?
Setelah mengetahui cara akses materi untuk murid kita ini, pertanyaan selanjutnya adalah bagaimana cara saya mengantarkan materi tersebut.
This is because there are so many different ways to teach online that it becomes very important for you to pick the right way to teach your students.
Karena cara mengantar materi bermacam-macam, jadi ini sangat penting untuk memilih cara pengantaran yang paling tepat untuk murid kita.
And finally, you will still ask yourself, how will I assess?
Dan yang terakhir adalah bagaimana cara saya menguji pemahaman materi tersebut kepada murid saya.
And here too, as a teacher, you will have many options available to you.
Sebagai guru, kita mempunyai banyak opsi cara pengujian pemahaman materi tersebut.
So now let's cook.
Selanjutnya,
here, what we will, for classroom learning, these are the various tools that we need to deliver our lesson in a class.
Untuk kelas konvensional, berikut adalah komponen yang kita perlukan sebagai guru untuk mengantarkan materi kita.
So first we have books.
Pertama adalah buku.
Then you may have a black or a white board.
Yang kedua adalah papan tulis.
You may have a computer.
Ketiga, komputer.
And you may have a projector.
Yang keempat adalah proyektor.
However, all of these can be replaced in online learning with just one device.
Dan semua itu bisa digantikan dengan satu alat digital dalam kelas online.
For example, we can have books as e-books or PDFs.
Contohnya, kita bisa buku-buku bisa diganti menjadi e-books atau buku digital dan PDF.
We can actually watch videos, educational videos, and we can even create videos.
Kita juga bisa menyaksikan video atau bahkan membuat video.
Furthermore, you can communicate with your students either through live chat or real-time video communication.
Kita juga bisa berinteraksi dengan murid kita melalui real-time video atau chatting.
And you can also assess your students using the same device.
Atau kita juga bahkan bisa menguji pemahaman materi murid kita melalui alat digital.
And finally, you can issue all kinds of certificates to your students right from the platform.
Dan yang terakhir, kita juga bahkan bisa mengeluarkan sertifikat digital.
Okay, so now let's take a deep dive right into Freeju.
Sekarang mari kita lihat berkenalan dengan platform Freeju ini.
What I will do now is I will show you in real time how we can actually copy and paste a curriculum and create our curriculum inside Freeju.
Selanjutnya kita akan membahas bagaimana cara memindahkan kurikulum yang kita buat ke dalam platform Freeju ini.
Freeju is a platform that we have created, and it allows teachers to teach from anywhere at any time for free.
Freeju ini adalah platform e-learning yang dapat membiarkan guru mengakses platform tersebut untuk mengajar kapanpun, dimanapun.
So this here is Freeju.
Ini adalah Freeju.
What I'm showing you right now is the back end of Freeju, the place where you actually create curriculum for your students.
Berikut yang kita lihat sekarang ini adalah sistem back end dari Freeju yang dapat diakses oleh guru.
Okay. So, first of all, I am sure that as teachers, you already have a lot of your own curriculum ready.
Sebagai guru, saya yakin kalian, Bapak Ibu, sudah punya kurikulum tersendiri.
Okay. So I have my curriculum ready here as well.
Sebagai contoh, Mr. Niles punya kurikulum sendiri juga ini di sini.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking this curriculum and importing it into Freeju, and I will show you how to do it.
Selanjutnya, Mr. Niles akan menunjukkan bagaimana cara memindahkan kurikulum yang sudah dia buat ini ke dalam platform Freeju.
So first, I want to create module 1 and lesson 1.
Pertama-tama, Mr. Niles akan membuat modul 1 dan lesson 1.
So first, I will create a new section.
Yang pertama adalah membuat seksi baru.
I have just entered module 1 and then a new subsection where I will create lesson 1.
Kemudian subseksi 1 yaitu lesson 1.
Then I go back and I will copy this entire section and paste it. Copy and paste here. So I'm going to create a new unit and edit, paste.
Jadi Mr. Niles mengcopy materi dia yang sudah siapkan sebelumnya ke dalam platform Freeju, kemudian dia pindahkan di platform Freeju ini.
I will then format my text to default.
Kemudian teksnya diformat menjadi default.
And save.
Dan disimpan.
I can then hide it from my learners because my lesson is still not complete.
Ini bisa disembunyikan dulu dari murid-murid kita karena persiapan materi ini belum komplit.
Publish. Okay.
Dan Dan bisa kita publish kalau kita mau.
Let's see the live version as to how the students will view it.
Kemudian kita juga bisa melihat tampilan yang akan dilihat oleh murid kita.
So this is how the students will actually see the platform. There you go.
Ini adalah tampilan yang akan dilihat oleh murid kita.
Okay. However, I realized that I have not changed my lesson, the name of this particular unit here. So I perhaps need to go back and change this name.
Bisa dilihat kata unit ini belum diubah sama Mr. Nilis. Jadi kita akan kembali untuk mengubah kata tersebut.
So let's do that. The name of the lesson is exposure triangle. So I'm just going to copy this and I will paste this right here into unit. Paste. And here's exposure triangle.
Dan ini adalah nama materi pembelajaran tersebut, exposure triangle.
Okay. Then, in my lesson, I have a photograph. I want to now take this photograph and put it inside the lesson.
Bisa dilihat di materi yang disiapkan oleh Mr. Nilis ada gambar segitiga, dan kita akan melihat bagaimana cara Mr. Nilis memindahkan gambar tersebut ke dalam platform Frijuu.
So I can just click here on edit.
Tinggal diklik edit.
And then here you can see insert image.
Bisa dilihat tombol insert image.
So when I click on this, I can see the photograph which I want to now insert into my lesson.
Setelah Anda klik, Anda bisa melihat tampilan foto yang bisa dimasukkan ke dalam platform Frijuu.
I click on next, and I will give it a description. And I want to change the height to make it slightly smaller, and I just insert. And here it is.
Bisa dilihat, sekarang gambar tersebut sudah masuk ke dalam platform.
When I click on save, I can now see the image right in the lesson.
Setelah diklik save, diklik simpan, kita bisa melihat gambar segitiganya sudah muncul.
Let's publish it and let's see how the students will view it.
Setelah dipublish, kita bisa melihat bagaimana tampilan tersebut muncul.
And here is the live version which the students will see.
Dan ini adalah versi live yang akan dilihat oleh murid kita.
Now, of course, we have many other things in the lesson which we need to add.
Sorry?
Of course, we have many other things that we still need to add in the lesson.
Tentunya kita masih ada beberapa macam materi lagi mungkin atau tambahan yang ingin kita tambahkan ke materi ini.
The next thing is I want to insert a video in my lesson.
Contohnya mungkin kita ingin memasukkan video ke dalam materi tersebut.
So I will go back.
Jadi kita akan kembali.
I will create a new unit.
Membuat unit baru.
Title it video.
Beri nama video.
And then click here.
Pilih tombol video.
And this basically generates a standard video file.
Jadi videonya akan muncul di sana.
However, this is not the video that I want for my lesson.
Tapi ini bukan video yang ingin dimasukkan ke dalam materi tersebut.
So, I can copy this particular video which I want for my lesson.
Jadi kita bisa copy link tersebut. Copy link video yang ingin kita masukkan ke platform.
And then I basically replace the link here.
Dan pindahkan link tersebut ke dalam platform Frijuu.
When I click save, now I can view my video.
Setelah klik save atau simpan, kita bisa melihat video tersebut sudah muncul.
So let's see again how the students will view it.
Mari kita lihat dari sisi tampilan murid.
And here it is, the video.
Hey guys.
Dan
So
inilah videonya.
I gave you a brief rundown on the settings.
Okay. So I hope this gives you an idea of how easy it is to create text, image, and photo and videos inside Freeju.
Saya harap ini dapat memberikan gambaran kepada kita semua betapa mudahnya memindahkan teks, gambar, dan video ke dalam platform Freeju ini.
Now, of course, we also need to check whether the students have understood the concept or not.
Selanjutnya kita ingin memastikan apakah si murid memahami materi tersebut.
So let's get into an assessment. I want to now test my students' understanding.
Sekarang kita akan menguji pemahaman materi murid kita.
So I have a question here. It's a true or false question. So I'm going to copy the question.
Sebagai contoh, di sini ada pertanyaan benar salah.
And in Freeju, I will create a new unit called Assessment 1.
Dan di platform Freeju kita akan membuat unit baru dengan nama Assessment 1.
And then I will create a problem.
Dan kita akan membuat pertanyaan tersebut.
As you can see, inside Freeju, we can actually create many different types of assessments.
Bisa dilihat dalam platform Freeju ini kita dapat melihat banyak pilihan cara menguji materi kepada murid kita.
These could be drop-down, true or false, or check boxes. And we also have many advanced options, including Python evaluated input, including for mathematical problems and also essay type questions.
Bisa dilihat banyak pilihan yang bisa kita pilih. Misalnya untuk matematika kita bisa memasukkan rumus, atau kita bisa memberikan tes berupa benar salah atau pilihan ganda.
So I am going to create a drop down for this example.
Jadi untuk contoh ini kita akan membuat contoh pertanyaan.
Now I will replace this text with my question, which is an exposure triangle comprises of 2 elements.
Sorry?
I will replace the original question with the question that I have in my assessment.
Oh, pertanyaannya akan diubah menjadi pertanyaan yang ingin Mr. Niles tampilkan.
Then I will change the answer. So in my test, the incorrect answer is true and the correct answer is false.
Dalam pertanyaan ini, untuk pertanyaan benar akan diubah menjadi true dan yang salah akan menjadi false.
I do not have a third answer, so I will just delete this.
Karena tidak ada pilihan ketiga, jadi yang pilihan 3 dihapus.
Okay, let's click on save. And here is the assessment.
Dan ini adalah contoh pertanyaan untuk uji materi.
Once again, I can hide it from viewers, publish it, and let's see how the students will view it.
Mari kita lihat tampilannya.
Right here. This is how the students will view it.
Ini dia tampilan yang akan dilihat oleh murid kita.
Okay. Let's move forward. We still have an activity which allows me to interact with the students.
Selanjutnya, mungkin kita punya aktivitas yang ingin kita berikan pada murid untuk berinteraksi dengan mereka.
Generally speaking, in online learning, the lesson is delivered by the teacher and the communication is one-sided.
Dalam proses belajar mengajar, komunikasi biasanya cenderung ke satu arah, yaitu dari guru ke murid.
What I mean is that the teacher puts up the lesson online and the student actually just downloads it or just reads it online or watches a video but they cannot do anything themselves.
Contohnya, mungkin si guru mengupload materi mereka secara online, dan si murid tersebut hanya mendownload atau membaca materi tersebut, tapi mereka tidak bisa apa-apa lagi selain itu.
However, on Freeju, we can actually allow the students to interact and communicate with the teacher and also interact with the lesson.
Tapi jika di Freeju, kita bisa membuat bagaimana cara si guru dan si murid dapat berinteraksi.
So to show you that, what I have done is I have created an activity over here, which I will copy and I will paste right into Freeju.
Contohnya sebagai berikut, Mr. mengcopy materi aktivitas tersebut ke dalam platform Freeju.
So I have created the activity and now I'm going to paste it right into Freeju.
Materi tersebut dimasukkan ke dalam platform Freeju.
Now, over here you can see that I have created a link.
Bisa dilihat di dalam materi tersebut ada link.
And I can see what the link is by clicking here and saying open in a new window.
Bisa dipilih di pilihan tersebut, bisa untuk memilih new window.
Now this particular lesson is about this particular lesson is about teaching digital photography.
Materi yang diambil sebagai contoh ini adalah materi cara mengenai tentang fotografi.
Now in a classroom, it is very easy for the students to use a real camera to play with the settings on the camera and learn.
Sebagai contoh, kalau di kelas konvensional, murid bisa dengan mudahnya mengotak-atik kamera mereka untuk melihat perbedaan.
But now to replicate that experience in an online platform, what we have done is we have connected to this particular tool that is available online.
Dan untuk menciptakan suasana yang sama dengan kelas online di kelas konvensional di kelas online, maka kita masukkan link tersebut.
So now when I click here, exposuretool.com will open up.
Dan setelah kita klik, maka bisa kita lihat exposure.com ini terbuka.
So we will wait for this to open up and then I will show you how this works.
Mari kita tunggu sebentar.
In the meantime, I will go back and I will go through the activity. If you see here, I have actually asked the students to do something with the camera settings so that they can answer these 3 questions.
Di materi ini, ada si guru memberikan 3 petunjuk mengenai bagaimana si murid harus mencoba atau melakukan testing sesuai petunjuk tersebut.
So once the student clicks here, now they can actually see a photograph and they can see the settings of the camera right here.
Setelah terbuka, bisa kita lihat di sini ada komponen dari kamera yang bisa kita utak-atik.
So what this allows the students to do is to actually interact with the lesson instead of just reading or just watching a video.
Jadi dengan menggunakan link ini, si murid dapat praktek sesuai dengan petunjuk yang ada di materi. Jadi si murid tidak hanya membaca materi tersebut, tapi bisa melakukan praktek juga.
Of course, we can actually link Freeju to any other third-party platform if needed.
Dengan Freeju kita juga dapat mengintegrasikan platform lainnya ke dalam platform Freeju ini juga.
So, for example, the other main aspect or the other main part of any digital learning is communication with the students.
Sorry?
The other main part of any digital platform is the communication between the teacher and the students.
Jadi bagian penting dari platform itu adalah komunikasi antara si murid dan si guru.
So to help with that, what we have done is we can allow all our customers to connect to any communication tool which they want.
Jadi dengan platform Preview kita bisa mengintegrasikan platform ini dengan alat komunikasi apapun yang diinginkan.
So to give you an example, here we have said that the real-time communication will be on Slack and the video chat will be on Jitsi.
Sebagai contoh, bisa kita lihat di contoh materi ini, untuk komunikasi teks, kita akan menggunakan aplikasi yang namanya Slack, dan untuk video chat, kita akan menggunakan aplikasi yang bernama Jitsi.
And we can actually give you a direct link to Slack and Jitsi right from here. So if I click on this link, Slack opens up.
Dan kita dapat masukkan link langsung di platform Preview, sehingga saat diklik, akan langsung diarahkan ke dalam aplikasi Slack ini.
So this is how Slack will help you interact with your students.
Dan ini adalah tampilan aplikasi Slack yang dapat membuat Anda berinteraksi dengan murid Anda.
So as you can see here, this is Slack.
Bisa dilihat ini Slack.
Now here I have created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 different classes.
Bisa dilihat di tampilan screen ini, kurang lebih ada 6 kelas.
Okay. Now, of course, apart from 6 different classes, what I can also do is I can create different groups inside each of my class.
Selain kelas, kita juga dapat membuat grup di tiap kelas.
So here, for example, I have a group of all my students in my class.
Contohnya, di kelas ini ada grup yang berisi seluruh murid.
So if I want to make a class announcement, I can just basically do it right here.
Jadi bila ada pengumuman untuk seluruh murid, jadi bisa diumumkan di sini.
So I have just posted a question asking, hello students, how are you?
Contohnya ini, halo semuanya, apa kabar?
Now this is, like I said, the message is out to all the students in the class.
Dan pesan ini akan dilihat oleh seluruh murid yang ada di kelas tersebut.
Okay. Then, I can already see Roy is typing.
Bisa kita lihat di bawah, di sudut bawah itu, Mr. Roy sedang mengetik.
And there he says, hello, sir.
Dan dia jawab, hello, sir.
Now, at some points, I might not want to talk with the full class, but only with a certain group of students.
Bila kita tidak ingin berbicara dengan seluruh murid, tapi hanya untuk beberapa murid.
So here, I have created a group of only boys, and here I have created a group of only girls.
Sebagai contoh, di sini kita buat grup khusus untuk murid laki-laki dan grup khusus untuk murid perempuan.
So in my only boys group, let me ask them if they have completed the assignment.
Sebagai contoh, di grup khusus murid laki-laki, Mr. Nils akan menanyakan apakah mereka sudah menyelesaikan tugas mereka.
So I have just asked them, hello boys, have you finished the assignment? If so, can you please upload?
Kalau sudah menyelesaikan tugas kalian, tolong di-upload.
Okay, so I can see Roy is typing, and there you go. He's just uploaded the assignment.
Sebagai contoh, Mr. Roy sudah menyelesaikan tugas dia dan mengupload hasil tugasnya.
Now, after I see the assignment, I might want to give a more personal consultancy to my student.
Misalnya saat melihat hasil tugas murid tersebut dan ingin memberikan komen.
So to give a personal comment, I can now talk to Roy individually.
Kita bisa chat langsung ke Mr. Roy secara individual.
So here I can tell him, hello Roy, I just went through your assignment.
Contohnya, halo Roy, saya baru memeriksa hasil tugas kamu.
And now I can give him a personal comment.
Jadi sekarang Mr. Nilis bisa memberikan komen-komennya secara langsung ke Mr. Roy.
So I have told him, I think you have not understood the concept. Are you okay to have a video chat so I can explain better?
Contohnya, si Mr. Nilis merasa Mr. Roy kurang memahami materi tersebut. Jadi Mr. Nilis meminta waktu Mr. Roy untuk video chat.
So let's see what Roy says. We can ask him again. Are you okay? Okay, he says yes, sure, sir. So he's okay for a video chat.
Dan Mr. Roy bilang okay.
So all I need to do in order to now talk to Roy on video is to create a simple link called Jitsi and enter.
Kita akan membuat link simple Jitsi untuk melakukan video chat.
This link is fully encrypted. It has already got a meeting ID on it, and all I need to do and all the student needs to do is just click on this button, join.
Jadi si murid tinggal klik kata join tersebut untuk melakukan video chat.
So now when I click on join, let's see what happens. Let's see.
Mari kita lihat tampilannya.
Hello, Roy.
Hello, Roy. Hi, sir. Hello.
Okay, thank you. So as you can see, it is very, very easy to communicate with your students, whether it is through chat or through video.
Jadi bisa kita lihat betapa mudahnya untuk berkomunikasi dengan murid kita, baik berupa chat atau video.
You can create this link either for all your students, for only a certain small group, or for individual students like we just showed you.
Jadi link video ini bisa digunakan untuk murid individual atau grup, sekelompok murid, atau bahkan seluruh murid yang ada di kelas.
Now, in case you are already used to using Zoom, you can actually create the same thing for Zoom here as well.
Sebagai contoh, misalnya Anda sudah familiar dengan Zoom, Anda juga dapat membuat link Zoom di sini.
So here, for example, I'm going to go to a different class where this has been already set up, and I can actually click on Zoom. There you go.
Contohnya di kelas yang berbeda, Mr. Nilis mengetik kata Zoom.
And as you can see, this is fairly encrypted, so the communication is very, very secure.
Jadi komunikasi melalui platform Zoom ini juga terjamin aman.
And the reason why it is secure is because first, the teacher needs to enroll the student in Friju.
Kenapa terjamin aman? Karena pertama-tama si guru harus mendaftarkan si murid ke platform Friju.
And only once the student is enrolled into Freeju can he or she then get access to the class inside Slack.
Jika murid tersebut sudah terdaftar dalam Freeju, baru si murid itu dapat mengakses aplikasi Slack ini.
And once the student is in Slack, only then they can click here to join the meeting for video.
Bila si murid bisa join video chat ini.
Okay. So as you can see, it is a very, very easy to use application for all of your teaching and learning requirements.
Jadi bisa kita lihat ini sangat mudah digunakan dalam proses belajar mengajar secara online.
Even the user interface or the user experience is very, very easy.
Tampilannya juga mudah dimengerti.
If you see a book, means that your student or the teacher has to read something.
Bila melihat ikon buku ini, berarti si guru harus membaca bacaan yang ada.
If you see a camera, means there is a video that you have to watch.
Kalau melihat ada ikon kamera, berarti ada video yang harus ditonton.
If you see a paper and a pencil, means that there is an exam or an assessment that you need to do.
Kalau melihat ikon kertas dan pensil ini, berarti ada tes yang harus diikuti.
Okay. So this basically brings us to the end of the actual demonstration of Freeju, and I will now go back to our slides.
Dan ini Freeju. Mari kita kembali ke presentasi.
So, before we move ahead, I would like to now at this point ask two questions again. The first one is, do you think it's important for teachers to be trained? And the second one is, would you like to be trained on how to teach online?
Selanjutnya, Mr. Nilis Mr. Nilis mengajukan dua pertanyaan lagi. Can you show me the poll?
Yeah, it's up.
Ya, bisa dilihat pertanyaan pertama adalah, apakah menurut Anda penting bagi guru untuk mendapatkan pelatihan sebelum mengajar secara online? Silakan dipilih iya atau tidak.
Okay. So we will just wait for some time for everybody to put in their answers before we move ahead.
Dan pertanyaan kedua adalah, apakah Anda ingin mendapatkan pelatihan mengenai bagaimana mengajar secara online? Silakan dipilih iya atau tidak.
Okay, we will just wait for a little while longer.
Dan kita akan tunggu sebentar untuk peserta memilih jawaban tersebut.
Okay, let's see the results. Wow, we have 100% of the teachers saying that yes, it is important for teachers to be trained before they teach online. And we have 98% of the teachers saying that...
Sorry, Mr. Nilis, we cannot see the results.
Oh, okay. Roy, can you show them the results?
We are sharing it. I will stop sharing and share it again.
Okay. Can you all see it now?
Can you see it now, Cindy?
Yes, we can.
So
bisa dilihat ini hasilnya.
Yeah, go ahead, Cindy.
Ya, bisa lihat ini hasilnya. Jawabannya 100% untuk pelatihan guru sebelum mengajar secara online. Dan 98% para guru ingin mendapatkan pelatihan secara online.
Great. So let's move ahead. So because so many of you have said that you would like to be trained online, we have something very, very special to share with all of our friends in Indonesia.
Karena banyaknya peminat untuk pelatihan secara online.
are very happy to announce that we are launching a teacher training program for all our educators in Indonesia. It is called Creating Your First Online Course.
Dengan senang hati kami ingin memperkenalkan pelatihan untuk guru, program pelatihan untuk guru dengan topik membuat materi pengajaran online pertama kalian.
This program, this teacher training program includes 2 modules.
Program ini meliputi 2 modul.
It is conducted online through Freeju.
Dan ini akan dipraktekkan langsung di aplikasi di platform Freeju.
You can complete it within 7 to 10 days.
Program ini dapat diselesaikan dalam waktu 7 hari.
And the best part is that it actually includes the full version of Freeju, which will allow you to create 5 lessons for up to 100 students.
Dan program ini juga meliputi akses seumur hidup ke platform Freeju, yang termasuk Anda sebagai guru dapat membuat 5 macam materi kelas dengan kapasitas 100 murid, dan juga lisensinya, dan juga termasuk 1 lisensi untuk guru.
Okay. Then, if you would like more information about the Creating Your First Online Course, you can go to this link.
Bila Anda berminat, Anda bisa mengakses link yang pertama.
Or if you want to see a demo of Freeju, you can go to this link.
Atau bila Anda ingin mengakses demo, Anda bisa memilih link yang kedua.
Or if you need more information, you can contact Cindy at this email address.
Atau bila Anda mempunyai pertanyaan lebih lanjut, Anda bisa menghubungi cindy@akadasia.com.
This particular training program, along with the Freeju, usually goes for $100, but we have a special offer now for $30.
Normalnya untuk program dan akses platform Freeju ditawarkan pada harga $100 atau sebesar Rp1.400.000.
Okay.
Tapi untuk penawaran spesialnya berupa sebesar $30 atau sebesar Rp425.000.
Great. The other thing is that this particular price is a one-time price. There is nothing that they have to pay every month, or there is no recurring fee. It is one-time price.
Penawaran spesial ini hanya dibayar 1 kali, bukan yang bersifat langganan per bulan, hanya 1 kali bayar saja.
If they sign up, if they are interested, you can sign up between June 10th and July 1st using your official school or business email ID only.
Bila Anda berminat, Anda dapat mendaftar pada tanggal 10 Juni sampai 1 Juli 2020 menggunakan email ID resmi sekolah atau bisnis.
So, if you are interested, you can either pay by credit card at this link.
Jika Anda ingin membayar menggunakan kartu kredit, Anda dapat mengakses link yang pertama.
Or you can email Cindy for other modes of payment.
Bila Anda menggunakan metode pembayaran lainnya, Anda bisa email ke cindy@akadasia.com.
However, please note that this will only be valid after June 10th. So that is after 2 days.
Tolong diperhatikan karena penawaran spesial ini hanya berlaku sejak tanggal 10 Juni sampai 1 Juli 2020.
And please do sign up before July 1 to make, to basically get this particular offer.
Silakan mendaftar sebelum tanggal 1 Juli untuk mendapatkan penawaran spesial ini.
And once again, a reminder, please use your school or business email ID only.
Sekali lagi, dimohon untuk menggunakan email ID sekolah Anda atau bisnis yang resmi.
And this basically, if you're an institution, then please contact Cindy for other offers, which will help you to get licenses for all your teachers.
Bila Anda perwakilan dari suatu badan atau institusi, silakan hubungi cindy@akadasia.com untuk mendapatkan penawaran yang direkomendasikan.
We have group licenses for schools with 10 teachers all the way up to 500 teachers.
Kita punya paket mulai dari 10 guru sampai 500 guru.
And this basically brings me to the end of the presentation. And now if there are any questions, then I will be more than happy to address those.
Demikian dengan presentasi kita hari ini. Selanjutnya adalah sesi tanya jawab.
All right. Thank you so much, Neil, for that interesting discussion.
Most welcome. Can we move to the questions?
Yes. So, Cindy, there are some questions in the Q&A. I don't know if you can look for them or scroll through them. I cannot understand all of them. My Indonesian is very, I know very little. But I can probably ask some of the English questions for Neil. So for example, Neil, we have a question. Imam asks, can this app be applied and used by teachers and students in Indonesia?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, the app is already being used by teachers and students in Singapore, in Philippines, in Mongolia, in Vietnam, even in Jordan and Saudi Arabia. So for Indonesia, absolutely, yes, this can be used in Indonesia.
Another question, again, pardon, I can only understand the English questions here. How is this different from other learning management systems like Google Classroom, etc.?
I think that's a great question. I think all the learning platforms these days are relatively the same. Whether it is Google Classroom, whether it is Blackboard, whether it is Canvas, we all can do generally the same things. It is just how we do it, which is different. Now, the unique thing about Freeju as compared to all the other platforms, including Google Classroom, is that the entire technology is free. We don't charge for the technology. It is absolutely free. What we do is we charge for teacher training program only. So whereas if you look at all the other platforms, when you deploy those in your school, you will have to pay maybe the cost is per student per year. Whereas for Freeju, the cost is zero, it's free. And secondly, the platform can be translated in any language. So if there is a requirement for us to translate the entire platform in Bahasa Indonesia, we will do that. And third, we can actually generate certificates on blockchain. Now, the blockchain certificate allows you to create certificates that cannot be copied, that cannot be forged, that cannot be tampered with. So that is, those are the three unique things that Freeju offers, which nobody else does at the moment.
All right, thanks, Neil. Cindy, have you been able to see any of the questions in Bahasa? Maybe we can ask some of the questions that have been posted.
Yes, I saw questions. Someone asked, how do we assess student attendance?
Okay, Roy, you want to answer that?
So student attendance, we are able to record how students are able to log in to the system. So for example, you are a teacher, you create a class, and you can actually enroll your students into the class. So we can record if the student has enrolled. In terms of attendance, we recommend some simple assessments to be done online. So for example, if you want them to, let's say, complete lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, let's say it's per week, even a simple multiple choice or true or false question, or even a discussion board that is live posted in the lesson is your attendance, because then they would have interacted with you and answered your assessment.
Untuk bagian sesi tanya jawab, tadi saya menemukan pertanyaan mengenai bagaimana menilai kehadiran murid. Menurut Mr. Roy, kehadiran murid itu dapat kita nilai berdasarkan login, si murid login ke platform Friju, atau bahkan kita juga bisa memberikan mereka berupa tugas. Jadi meminta mereka mengumpulkan tugas pada waktu yang kita inginkan.
All right, thanks, Cindy. Just to share a little stories of Jakarta, Indonesia. I actually have in-laws who used to live in Jakarta for a very long time, over 20 years. So when I did visit Jakarta before, I remember Bluebird taxi. They tell all us foreigners that only take Bluebird taxi, and I really like martabak. So if Nilesh likes leche flan, which is a dessert from Philippines, I like martabak, dessert from Indonesia.
Sekedar info, Mr. Roy ini dulunya pernah tinggal di Indonesia, kurang lebih 20 tahun, dan sebagai warga negara asing yang tinggal di Indonesia, dia juga pernah dengar kalau orang Indonesia menyarankan warga negara asing untuk naik taksi Bluebird saja. Dan makanan favorit Mr. Roy ini juga martabak katanya.
Okay, I have a couple of questions that I've been reading and also answering. So I will actually answer a few questions which are in English. So the first question is, if I avail of the Friju offer, can my students also access it for free, or should they buy the application? Cindy, can you transfer that? Can you translate that, please?
Okay. Ada pertanyaan, misalnya sebagai guru, saya menggunakan platform Friju, apakah murid saya harus membayar jika ingin mengakses platform Friju? Okay, please answer.
Yes, so the answer is yes. Your students can also access it for free.
Jawabannya, si murid dapat mengakses platform Friju secara gratis.
Okay. Then we also have another question.
Dan pertanyaan lainnya.
Somebody is asking, how about assessing the speaking test with Friju in which the teacher needs to interact with the students for question and answer session?
Like oral test, you mean?
Yes.
Pertanyaan cara menguji oral test.
Okay. The best way to do this is like how I created a video test, a video conference with Roy. I showed you how to do it. So you can actually create a video conference with your students and then assess them orally.
Mr. Niles menyarankan kita dapat membuat sebuah video konferensi. Jadi dalam konferensi tersebut kita langsung mentes kemampuan si murid tersebut.
Okay, there are a couple of other questions about teaching preschool and younger students, elementary school students.
Selanjutnya ada beberapa juga pertanyaan mengenai cara mengajar murid TK.
So one of the questions is, can Friju be used to teach students who are in elementary or preschool?
Pertanyaannya adalah, apakah Friju dapat digunakan untuk mengajar murid dengan usia dini seperti murid TK atau murid SD?
The simple answer to that is that for students who are in preschool and elementary, the teacher should be creating the lesson for the parent, not the student, because the student is too young to be online by themselves?
Menurut Mr. Nilesh, materi untuk murid-murid dengan usia dini harus disesuaikan. Jadi yang untuk lebih tepatnya materi tersebut kita sesuaikan untuk orang tua si murid. Karena si murid usia terlalu kecil, terlalu muda untuk mengakses internet secara mandiri.
Yeah. Any other questions in Indonesia, in Bahasa Indonesia?
Neil, did you see the question about lower class levels need help from parents? Can students do it by themselves?
Like I just answered, for lower classes, you will be creating lessons for parents. The students at that age are not recommended to go online by themselves.
Neil?
Yes?
Also, someone is asking, what is the minimum requirement for a phone? Is there any phone minimum requirement, like capacity or whatnot? I mean, that's one. Another one is is there a tool in Friju to prevent students from cheating in their exam, online exam?
Okay. Roy, you want to answer both these?
Sure, I'll take those. Thanks, Denise. For platform or device requirements, very simple. If your phone or device can do Facebook or social media, Instagram, whatever, then your device can do Friju. So no real heavy requirement needed. The other thing will be if the lessons that you are creating on Friju have a lot of video, then obviously the better the device for video, and the faster the internet connection, the better. So our recommendation, and we do this in the training, is we help you design classes so that you have minimal use of heavy video. That way, it can be applicable even to the base devices or lower end phones can use Friju. The second question is cheating. Again, this is more a pedagogy approach and how you design your classes. So in Friju, there are ways to, let's say, randomize the questions. So you can create a library or a question pool. So for example, it's a 10-point multiple choice quiz. You can have it randomized from a pool of 100 or 1,000 questions. That way, each test that's generated is unique per student. That's one. But the other thing is, from a pedagogy approach, is the learning of the student, again, depending on the age level, I guess. If they're more mature, let's say senior high school to college, not so much anymore memorization or repeating the lesson, because they can research all the knowledge online already. On the internet, it's available. The role of the teacher now is to help them with critical thinking and analysis. So why is this information important? How does this apply to your life? How will this help you get a better job or start your business? Those types of essay type questions, you cannot cheat, because then they have to think for themselves. Why am I actually studying this?
Sorry, Mr. Roy, that was kind of long.
Sorry, that was
I'm
so
afraid
long.
I don't remember
so
all of them.
Okay. Really quickly, on the first one, if they can, on device, if they can watch YouTube and Facebook, they can use Friju, any device.
Okay, the second one?
The second one is, there's multiple choice pool of questions that randomize the question.
Mm-hmm.
So it can randomize the question. And the other is, instead of asking memorization, ask essay type.
Oh, oke. Jadi untuk jawaban dari pertanyaannya, yang pertama adalah tidak ada spesifikasi khusus untuk alat digital yang dapat digunakan untuk mengakses Friju. Jadi alat digital apapun, selama itu bisa mengakses seperti Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, itu bisa digunakan juga untuk mengakses Friju. Yang kedua, untuk menghindari menyontek, mungkin guru bisa membuat model pertanyaan seperti pilihan ganda yang diacak, yang random, atau memberikan pertanyaan yang memberikan pertanyaan yang memancing si murid untuk berpikir. Jadi bukan tipe pertanyaan yang jawabannya ada di textbook.
I saw one other question. I'm just trying to find it.
Can I ask the other questions first?
Sure.
Number one, why cannot register using personal email? Oh, that's in English. And then the other one is, they're asking, what program are you using? I'm not sure. Yeah, which program are you using?
I don't understand that question because we are using Fiju. So
okay. Another thing. Does Fiju can make material for math, a complex math? For example, trigonometry, matrix, integral, like calculus-based mathematics.
Sure. So I will answer the first question first, which is why not use a personal email? So we are not, we require our customers to use a business or a school ID because the promotional price that we have is a special price for teachers and businesses only, not for individuals. So that is why the requirement for an official email ID. Perhaps you can translate that first.
Oke. Untuk pertanyaan yang pertama, mengapa harus mendaftar menggunakan email resmi? Karena penawaran ini hanya berlaku untuk guru dan kantor, perusahaan, bukan untuk individual.
Okay. The second question is about mathematics, whether it can be used for trigonometry and math. Yes, it can. There are ways for the teachers to input mathematical expressions and even create assessments for math.
Dan pertanyaan selanjutnya, apakah platform Fiju ini bisa digunakan untuk mengantar materi matematika yang tingkatnya lebih sulit seperti kalkulus? Jawabannya bisa, karena seperti yang tadi ditampilkan, Fiju di platform Fiju kita dapat memberikan uji materi matematika yang dimana kita dapat menginput rumus matematika.
I can see another question here which says, can I use Fiju individually as a teacher? Cindy, you want to translate that?
Pertanyaan selanjutnya, apakah saya bisa menggunakan platform Fiju ini sebagai guru walaupun secara individual?
Okay, the answer is yes, you can, as long as you have an official school or a business email ID. You should have no problem registering for Fiju either as an individual or as a full school.
Jawabannya iya, bisa selama Anda mempunyai email resmi dari sekolah atau kantor Anda dapat mendaftar di Fiju.
Okay.
Another question is, what happened if the internet connection in my remote area is unstable?
Great question. And for that, they need to contact their internet service provider because I can't.
Pertanyaan selanjutnya, bagaimana caranya bila akses internet di tempat saya buruk? Mohon maaf, kami tidak bisa memberikan solusi untuk itu karena kalian harus menghubungi internet provider kalian.
Unfortunately, ACAT Asia does not control the internet in Indonesia. I'm so sorry.
Ya, Mohon maaf karena kita tidak bisa Akad Asia tidak bisa mengontrol internet di Indonesia.
How many students can join FreeJu?
Great. So if they sign up for the current offer, they will be able to enroll up to 100 students. However, for larger schools and larger institutions, we have different packages available, and we can basically go all the way up to unlimited number of students.
Pertanyaan selanjutnya, berapa banyak murid yang bisa bergabung dalam kelas di FreeJu? Jawabannya, bila Anda mendaftar sekarang, satu kelas dapat memuat 100 murid. Tapi untuk badan atau institusi yang lebih besar, yang memerlukan kapasitas lebih besar, kita bisa menawarkan paket yang unlimited. Unlimited untuk muridnya. Jumlah murid.
Yep. Any other questions?
I guess if there are no more questions, I will be posting the link to the exit survey, and you need to answer that so that you can get more information about us and Akad Asia. Don't forget, we have the promo upcoming. Cindy?
Bila tidak ada pertanyaan lagi, maka kalian bisa mengisi survei keluar, menjawab pertanyaan tersebut, dan apa sih? Ya, mengisi survei tersebut.
Okay, so again, for our friends in Indonesia, this is really a webinar for you. So if people will go to the exit survey, it's all in Bahasa, and you will earn a Bahasa Indonesia certificate, just to be clear.
Mohon untuk mengisi survei keluar tersebut, dan survei tersebut dalam bahasa Indonesia. Setelah Anda mengisi survei tersebut, Anda akan mendapatkan sertifikat dalam bahasa Indonesia juga.
So this certificate is only for Indonesia participants.
Dan sertifikat digital tersebut hanya berlaku untuk peserta dari Indonesia.
There's one other question, Roy, which maybe the last question which we can address. Is this application can be changed to Indonesian? I would just like to address that. Yes, we can actually create the entire application in Bahasa Indonesia if needed, but there has to be enough demand for us to be able to do that. So if there is a big demand, yes, we will create it in Bahasa Indonesia.
Untuk pertanyaan terakhir, apakah platform FreeJu dapat diterjemahkan ke dalam bahasa Indonesia? Jawabannya, bila ada permintaan yang cukup besar, maka platform FreeJu bisa diterjemahkan ke dalam Indonesia.
So I will post, when you end and leave the webinar, you will see the link to the exit survey. But in addition, I will post it in the chat now. Again, this is only for Indonesia participants. There is no English certificate, only Indonesian certificate, only for Indonesia participants.
Saat Anda klik live webinar hari ini, Anda akan melihat link dan mohon untuk mengisi survei keluar tersebut dan untuk mendapatkan sertifikat digital Anda. Untuk jaga-jaga, Mr. Roy juga meninggalkan link tersebut di kolom chatting.
Okay. So thank you again very much, everybody. Cindy, Denise, thank you so much for the translations. And on behalf of Nilesh, thank you. We are very happy to have spoken and talked to you all of this afternoon. It makes me miss Martabak even more. Cindy.
Terima kasih semuanya telah berpartisipasi dalam webinar hari ini. Mr. Roy juga jadi kangen dengan makanan Indonesia, katanya kangen martabak. Dan saya juga mohon maaf bila penerjemahannya kurang bagus.
Thanks, Cindy. And So on behalf of the entire Acad Asia team, thank you so much. We'll hope to see you on the Free Jew training. Please take advantage of our promo this coming after June 10th to before July 1st.
Terima kasih atas partisipasinya pada webinar hari ini. Jangan lupa untuk memanfaatkan penawaran spesial kita dari tanggal 10 sampai 1 Juli. 10 Juni sampai 1 Juli.
Until the next time, terima kasih. Good afternoon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Sampai jumpa semuanya.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Denise. Bye-bye.
Welcome.
Thank you.